Well, welcome back, everybody. We did not do this purposely, but Kim Jong-il, the old Yen star player, you remember him if you've been around the channel for a little while. Kim Jong-il is injured for Kigwancha, which means that we don't have to worry about him. And yes, it is pronounced Kigwancha. I went and took a look at the Korean today and saw that. So we'll go ahead and face them now that we know what to call them. We are in blue today. They are in white with the little red stripe there on the side, and we'll see how this goes. Bamba here with the ball, and then that's the end of that. We do have Tsai Shangwei starting up front today. That's because Silla is out with a suspension, too many yellow cards. So that helps to solve that problem, at least temporarily. Remember, Tsai Shangwei looked absolutely awesome in the last match. And this is Nene with it. He heads it over to Menegong. So that one was, I think Nene may have missed that header. Menegong now over to Nene. And he takes a shot from a long way away. And that's not really the sort of attempt we were looking for. He's looking like he's a little bit concerned, a little bit worried, a little bit nervous here in this match. Menegong over to Nene. And that is taken away by Choi Jang-ok. And let's see if we can get back onto this one. It's Pak Choi Song, and Tsai Shangwei tries to tackle him, ends up missing, and now it's Kim Kumil who has a shot that is blocked pretty quickly. Leibolon ends up grabbing that cross attempt before it really gets in anybody's way, and it's still 0-0. So we're doing okay here so far, and I think that hopefully we'll be able to get at least some sort of an offensive advantage here and score a goal or two and make people happy. Let's see what happens as we push this one forward. It's their keeper again, Sin Hyuk, who knocks this forward. It is won in midfield actually by Choi Pak Choi. Not quite sure which one this should be. Lai Bolon over to Huang Chirwei, over to Bamba. Ends up with Huang Chirwei again, who sends it over to Ndaye. Ndaye lumps it forward for Xu Xiangjie, and he takes a shot and hits it right into the side of the net. It says some fans thought that was a goal. I guess they don't know where the net is. So that was an idea, but he's never going to score from that angle. That's the problem. I'm not quite sure where he took a shot there instead of crossing it, because he had men. And now Leibolon is forced to make a fairly good save there on that free kick. And as I said before, I'm kind of hoping that we get a goal of some sort here that would calm my nerves down a little bit. It's Bamba who wins this header over to Nene. Nene takes it up forward, right side, and what was that? There's nobody there. There's nobody there at all. But he thinks he's going to score from way out there. So we're having some issues with Nene here so far today. I don't know why he thinks he's Steph Curry. Lin Guanda over to Huang Chirwei. Let's slow it down, calm down a little bit. I do think that Nene actually does not like big matches. Here's Menegong, who I think loves them. Over to Xu Xiangjie, over to Menegong again. There's Tsai Shangwei with the goal. Oh, baby, that was a pretty goal. Good passing by us, and this is deserved after we have been totally dominating them in terms of possession and in terms of the game so far. And that is good. Tsai Shangwei is going to be a star player for us, and I'm not sure how we're going to get him to play up front. We're going to have to do some finagling and fiddling around. We did have a player who was offside. I think that's Nene, who was offside by about a mile, or Ndaye, one of the two. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Nene with this, and he passes up to Tsai Shangwei, who's behind the defense, and there's the shot, and unfortunately, we're not able to get that one in. Feng Xiaochi now over to Nene, and his shot is blocked and deflected way up and over. So we have another corner here. We're leading on aggregate so far 3-1. We do have the away goal. We have two of them, actually. Menegong knocks one over, and this is knocked back again for another corner, so we'll go to the other side. Menegong, I think, takes this as well. Yeah, that's what it looks like is going to happen. And so he steps back and fires, and it was looking for Liu Chunjie, but it wasn't a particularly well-aimed corner. But yeah, there was Tsai Shangwei with a big shot, and that makes me get really excited seeing a player who can come up and do that. And then Nene here brought that header down, and tried to kick it in instead of just heading it over. He probably should have tried to play it with his head. Doesn't really matter either way. He's playing well enough, I suppose. Feng Xiaochi over to Ndaye. Back to Feng Xiaochi, who has been showing up recently to big matches. Lin Guanda now with it. And he is going to eventually do something with over to Tsai Shangwei, back to Menegong, and he'll take a shot. That kind of surprised me. And that was a very good save, once again, by their keeper. And so we have been hammering them and peppering them with attempts on goal once again all throughout the match, and this ends up being headed off and away. And so much for that. 1-0 here, though, will be the score at halftime. And I don't think that we have any changes to make. You know me, I don't really like doing a whole bunch of changing. We're just going to go ahead and go straight out with it. Tell them that they have a lot of shots on goal, and that's what we wanted to see. Let's see if we can get some more. As long as we get those shots in, we'll be fine. That's kind of the name of the game you have to realize, which is that you want to get a whole bunch of quality shots in, and the more quality shots you get, the better chance you have of scoring, even if you're underdogs. We still are underdogs for this match, by the way. Do not get me wrong. And Kim Kumil has a shot on goal. That really should have been a goal. Leibold stayed back, which is what he was supposed to do. But I mean, as soon as this ball is played forward, there's a question as to where he should go. And Kim Kumil is behind the defense completely. But that's a really poor attempt by him. So I think we kind of got away with one there. And here is Menegong, who throws over to Nene. Nene with the ball, brings it up right side, back to Menegong. Menegong over to Xu Shengji, over to Kaderbamba, back to Menegong again. Back to Kaderbamba, and he finds Nene forward, and his shot is deflected, but they're going to say that Nene was offside. I'm not so sure about that call, honestly, but I mean, it's okay one way or another. I'm not going to complain too much here. And there's Kim Kumil with a really good movement in a really good position, and he just can't score. So our good old friend who played for us at Yanbian is, unfortunately for this Kigwancha side, is out and injured, and because of that, Kim Kumil is the one who keeps having these attempts on goal, and he's offside, or he does something wrong, or he misses the ball completely, and so on and so forth. That bodes very, very well for us if they have to play their second-string striker, and that's exactly what's happened here. It's Tsai Xiangwei, who is definitely a first-string player with another wide-open attempt at goal that forces a good save. I'm going to have to go and look at some of these guys that we have playing up front, the foreigners, and that ball ends up going in from Ru Kum Chol. And that was almost an accidental thing. What a fluke goal that was. Look at how this ends up going in. And no, he was there. I'm sorry. He was there. I didn't see him in front of our defender. That's what happened. And so that was kind of a mistake, I would say, by the defense there. And we have to be careful now and start to actually pay attention here. We don't want to allow them to get back into this tie. This is... Liu Chunje ends up winning this and then knocks it forward to nobody in particular. That's a really good job, though, by him to get that ball away and end that momentum possession. But here's Rukum Chol again, and he scores again, and now we're in trouble. And there was somebody there on our defense that is not playing the way that he should be. And let's see if we can figure this out. Xu Chengji is going to come out for Chen Chengju. And we'll see what we can figure out. The other one here is Ndaye, who's having a really, really awful match. We're going to put on Huang Guanda, who's a new signing, relatively recent signing. Here's Bamba with the ball over to Nene. Nene brings this forward over to Menegong. And it's passed up, and we can't get it over and up to anybody. So 3-3 is the tie now, and this match has turned around completely. It's Zhang Okchol, and Huang Guanda ends up winning the ball back over to Ling Guanda. Ling Guanda over to Feng Xiaochi. Feng Xiaochi will bring this up left side. Over to Huang Guanda. He's got a little bit of space, and he passes over to Tsai Xiangwei, who takes a shot. That really should have been a goal. So this ends up being a corner. Menegong will take this. Menegong steps back and fires, looking for Kaderbamba, and Sin Hyok, unfortunately, is able to spot that one and grab it right out of the sky. And I thought otherwise Kaderbamba probably had a chance of winning that one. Huang Guanda here with the excellent positioning and the good centering pass for Tsai Xiangwei, and that unfortunately just doesn't quite go in. 1-2 is now the score on aggregate still. And this means I think we go to extra time if we don't see some sort of winner here eventually. And Kaderbamba is looking really, really tired. Feng Xiaoqi here throws this in over to Tsai Xiangwei, back to Feng Xiaoqi, and nobody there to get the cross. And then Menegong tries to lob the keeper when he's not really in a good position to do that. And so we have about 4 more minutes left to play here. Feng Xiaoqi lumps this one forward again, and the header just goes off of the top crossbar and ends up being grabbed by their keeper. So we had a real chance there that ends up going begging, and Ling Guanda now comes down with this and lumps this forward, and there's just nobody there once again. And so we're missing that speed. We're missing that speed that Silla brings us. And so we'll see what we end up having to do. Chen Chengju ends up winning this over to Nene, back to Menegon. We should have started Chen Chengju, to be honest with you. I don't know why we didn't. Leiboldon with it over to Huang Churwei. I think it was the AI who was telling me not to start him or something like that. And Feng Xiaoqi here with this, and ends up one away from him. Chen Chengju, though, heads it back the other way again and then misses that header. And now we have to get back. Rukum Chol with it, and Chen Chengju does get back, and that's the reason why we need him in there. Leiboldon, and Chen Chengju is the one who the coaches think is not quite good enough to play at this level, and he sure is proving it here. Liu Chunjie over to Tsai Xiangwei, and that is won by them in midfield, and that's the end of that. So as they have another chance at goal, we go suddenly to extra time. You're doing well, keep going. And we'll keep this going. Here's Nene over to Tsai Xiangwei looking for Huang Guanda and can't quite find him. Huang Guanda is not fully on the same page, and not too long ago was upset with me because I had put him over on the under 18s and had not registered him for this competition. So now it's his time to shine. Menegon with this free kick, and that goes up and over the bar. And so we want to get a winner here if we can in extra time if we're going to win it. We don't want to go to penalties because I'm not sure if we can actually win this in penalties if it gets that far. So let's see what happens here. Hyun Sung-min with the shot, and Leiboldon is able to grab onto that one. It has been a pretty crazy leg, and Menegon with the free kick and the shot, and unfortunately it is stopped by their keepers. Feng Xiaoqi with it over to Huang Guanda, back to Feng Xiaoqi. It's lumped up for Tsai Xiangwei with it again, and he heads it right over to Chen Chengju, and that's in. That's in, baby. That's in, and that's a goal, and that is good, and that will be 4-3 on aggregate here from Mars FC as we have tied this match up. Tsai Xiangwei, you knew something was going to happen here, and there's Chen Chengju, the big sub, and that was just in off of the foot of the defender. Give the credit for the goal to Chen Chengju because I don't think that there was any realistic way that defender was going to prevent that from going in. And so we have scored the big goal, and then we get it back right away. And here's Nene with it with a shot that doesn't do anything. Nene has a pretty good rating in this match, but hasn't really done anything positive for us. But we have to watch out now, though, and it's Huang Churwei is able to get back onto that one. We knocked that out for touch, and now we have the second half of extra time coming up. So we've had a couple of pretty poor performances out there, but I think we might be able to just get away with it. One of the poor performances actually belongs to Leiboldon, who probably should have stopped at least one of those goals that he gave up. And it's going to be Nene who does win this one in the end, passes over to Menegon, and Menegon is just really tired. But then he gets his strength up again and runs after it once more, down to Nene. Over to Huang Guanda, to Ling Guanda, and he shoots it from range. That was a thought, and we saw him score against Kigwancha last time. Remember that? Ling Guanda did score in the big match, and so he's shown that he can do it as well if needs be. Tsai Xiangwei, and Tsai Xiangwei is just sort of knocked down and ends up recovering here in the end. It's going to be Zhang Ok-chui with almost nobody there. Feng Xiaoqi with it over to Huang Churwei, who gives up possession, and that's a goal. And that was really poor, and that is a hat trick there for their attacking player. And Huang Churwei needs to come off after that. That was ridiculous. This is ridiculous. So he's down there after fouling him, and he just stands there with the ball and gives it away to him, and that's the end of that. So Huang Churwei has had some problems. That's one of the reasons why we got another defender, and he's going to come off after that one. Because that was ridiculous. We'll put Shen Yuting on. Shen Yuting barely is, capable enough to play at this level, but we'll give him the chance and we'll see what happens. So we got about 10 more minutes here. Liu Chunjie over to Ling Guanda, back to Shen Yuting. This is up looking for Huang Guanda, and he's going to get there. Centered, but the centering pass is off target, and this is going to be Zhang Ok-chui, who has a hat trick today. I think he's the one with a hat trick, and he has a shot, and Leiboldon is able to stop him. 4-4 now, the tie, and this is a lot more exciting than I thought it was going to be. So we're still hoping that we can get a winner. Even if we lose this, it's going to do wonders for our bank account, but a winner here would be absolutely fantastic if we could stay in this competition. And it's Liu Chunjie who heads it away. Huang Guanda, he just can't get to it. And let's see, we're not going to be able to get much going on there. There's Menegon who knocks it free. Zhang Ok-chui, I said Ok-chui, should be Zhang Ok-chol. who has the shot, and that ends up going over the keeper's head, and that'll be a whole bunch of nothing. And that's going to be the end of this period. So we'll hand over the penalty taker selection to our assistant, and we'll just go ahead and go for it. I hate how penalties are done in Football Manager because they always drag on, and sometimes you get penalties that last forever. Nene scores his, so that means it's 1-0 for us. It's going to be Ru Yunil. I also happen to think that penalties are a pretty poor way of deciding a match, and now it's 1-1. So we'll see what happens, and I mean, it's just a lottery. Either you win it or don't. Menegong now with the shot, and that is saved. That's a really poor shot by Menegong, who should be able to put that one away. And I have a bad feeling that we probably are not going to do very well here. Jang Ok-chol, who has scored so many times, scores again, so now we're down 2-1. It's going to be Liu Chunjie. Interesting choice. Of course, Huang Chiwei I just put off because of his mistake, and Liu Chunjie has his shot saved. And we're really in trouble here. We're really in trouble here. We need to stop here. And we do get it. So there is a chance. Now, Huang Guanda, who is kind of new here to the scene and needs to score, and he does. 2-2. And here's Zhong Kwangchon. And let's see what happens. Well, that's in, and so we basically have do or die. This is the reason why I dislike these penalties, because right here it just drags on forever, and it's a little bit better, I think, in this version than it's been in versions in the past. Shen Yuting up here to take his, and that is in, and so now we're going to drag on for a while longer to see if the North Korean player scores or not. It's going to be Hyun Song-min, and this is really for all the marbles here, and I kind of have a bad feeling about this one. I'm not sure if Leibolern is good enough to make the stop, and he's not, and that's going to be the end of it. So we end up losing this despite coming into this match with the lead, despite, well, we didn't really dominate that much. We did dominate possession 60%, 1.92 XG. There was a big mistake there at the very end that costed, and that's Huang Chiwei, who I'm going to have a little talking to. Pretty good tie, though, overall. And like I said, you know, as much fun as it would have been to actually win this competition, we end up with quite a bit of money that will help this team out, I think, in the long run. So we'll see what happens, and we'll see what the next season brings, and we're going to be back in this baby next season as well. So we have a lot to look forward to. Talk to you later. Bye.